Hi, third graders. We've been doing a lot of multiplying and dividing, haven't we? Well, today we're going to talk about fact families that have multiplication and division equations. And why are they called fact families? Well, because they're related in some way. There's some mathematical relationship between the multiplication and the division. Let's use these magnets that I have on my board to demonstrate and see what this might look like. Well, I'm wondering how many magnets I have here, and what I can do is find out how many groups I have and how many are in a group, and then I'll be able to multiply to find out. So there's there's 9 groups. So there's 9 groups of, and how many are in each group? 3. So 9 groups of 3. And I might not know what that is, but would you know what 10 groups of 3 is? If I added one more group of 3 here down on the bottom, added one more group of 3 down here. Just added that one. Well, 10 times 3, 10 groups of 3 is 30, right? We know that. And if I just take away this little extra bottom row that I have here, take away one group of 3, I'm going to be left with 27. And that's the answer to 9 groups of 3. That's 27. So I have 27 magnets here. Now, what is another multiplication equation that would also work with this amount of magnets? And this time, let's have 3 groups, and then we'll see how many are going to be in each group. And I bet you already know before I can even put these on here. I'm going to have 3 groups, and then I'll look to see how many are in each group. I have one more group of 3 left, so it must be on the end here. So 3 groups, yes, of course, it's 9. 3 groups of 9. So let's go ahead and write that. 3 groups, I have 3 groups now, and there's 9 in each group. Groups of 9 still equals 27. I don't really have to do much calculating at all there, do I? Well, now let's think about the division. What if I had this big amount, 27, and I wanted to divide it among 3 groups? I know I have 27 in all, and I know I want to make 1, 2, 3 groups, but I don't know how many are in each group. I can use my multiplication facts to find that out, right? If I have 3 groups, there's 27 in all, how many are going to be in each group? Well, I know 3 groups of 9 is 27. So the answer would be 9. I knew the total amount. I knew how many groups I had, but I had to figure out how many were in a group, right? Kind of like the same information a factor gives you. Groups, numbers in a group, total. Total number of groups. I had to find out how many were in each group. And of course, we could do the same thing. 27, this time, I know there's 9 in each group. Let's say I know there's 9 in each group, but I don't know how many groups there are. 9 groups of what would get me 27? And I know that 3 groups of 9 will get me 27. So there is our fact family. Fact family is made up of 4 different equations. It's called an equation because each value that's on either side of the equal sign is equal. So it's called an equation. I've got 2 multiplication equations and 2 division equations. Now, let's look at them and see what we notice. Anything we can observe about this family? What are their resemblance? What characteristics do they share? Just like in your family. Well, I see that they all have the same 3 numbers in them, right? 9, 3, 27, 9, 3, 27, 9, 3, 27, 9, 3, 27. So they all share the same 3 numbers. What else do we notice about these? Sometimes I see students that recognize that they notice that the biggest amount, or the total, is the answer when you multiply. You've got groups and numbers in a group, you multiply them together to get a big amount, and then they notice that in division, you start with the largest amount, and it's every single time. Start with a large amount, put it into groups, find out how many are in each group, or know how many are in a group and find out how many groups you have. But I can hear myself saying the same things I say when I'm talking about factors as I say when I'm talking about dividing. I still have a total, I still have groups, I still have a certain number in each group. So let's keep these things in mind as we keep investigating fact families with multiplication and division.